is your selfish year. It's time for you to be selfish and put yourself first, put your foot down. And I don't mean, when I say selfish, I feel like you can take that negatively, obviously, and just like you just running over people because it's all about you. I'm not trying to say do that. That's not what I'm here to promote. I am saying that you spend so much time worried about everybody else, putting everybody else first, that you put yourself last. I'm trying to tell you to put yourself first. So if you always people pleasing and saying yes and doing this and that, it's time to say no. It's time to change the narrative. You always lending out people money, you always doing this, looking out. Look out for yourself. And I know a lot of y'all are empaths, and y'all look out for people, you feel bad, I know you care. But baby, you can care from a distance. You don't have to break your back to show people that you care about them. Make sure you good before you make sure they good.
But we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, no. If somebody says something I don't like, I don't want to hear it. I'm turning the other way. Like, I've reached this new level of maturity, especially being a mother now, which is so crazy to say. Love to hear people say nice things about me, and if I see one thing that hurts my feelings, I'ma cry.
You know, yeah, because they be like, girl, just ignore it. I cannot ignore 5,000 people.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I see it, and then I cry, and then I get sad, and then I'm like, oh my gosh.
Then you want to get online and cuss at people.
And then I want to cuss them out, and then I'm like, no, you can't do that. So I don't. But then I wish I did. So my thing is, I have to just turn it off. I have to delete. And then I'm peaceful and happy. And it's good. And now, since I'm on this new journey of motherhood, especially, like, it's opened up a whole new can of worms for me, honestly. Like, I am obsessed with my baby. Like, it's insane. And I know you always hear people say, like, oh, yeah.
Person. Like a person that always want to know what you do in your business and everything about you. Like, y'all gotta start lying to these people. So they won't know everything about you, know your next move, and know what you got planned, or know what's next, or whatever the case is. Start lying to folks. Start lying. Because when you realize a lot of people are not happy for you and they don't want you to reach whatever goal or whatever you have set for, the better off you'll be. Start lying to these people. Yeah, I got XYZ. Yeah, I'm doing XYZ. Yeah, start throwing them off their game, because when they know too much about you, they know what your right hand doing, okay? If you're a Christian like me, the Bible always talk about don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. Like, don't let somebody know your cards. Like, you never show your hand, just like when you play your spades. You don't want that next person to know what you finna do. Okay, maybe not spades. Y'all, I just learned how to play spades. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Don't even come on here without it. But like, seriously, like, stop telling people like your next move. Like, good things like congratulations, like supportive things, sure. But when people start to ask you too many questions about your business, child, because when you do start lying to these people, start looking at their responses and start looking at the things they do and say, watch them get mad about your success that you don't even have because you lied to them. Watch them get mad. That's why you don't tell them your business. That's exactly
your audience when you're hearing in between the lines. Someone could be having a conversation about something completely different and you're connecting points. So what they're saying can literally be exactly how they feel towards you. And it's up to you to be able to decipher it, or really be aware of it. Now, this happens when it comes to people having conversation. This happens when it comes to strangers even, like out and about. Let's say you have a thought and you're like, I need an answer to this, Spirit, help me out. And somebody passes by and they're talking to someone else or talking on the phone and they completely answer that question. You have to be aware to catch things like that. And of course, music is a big one when it comes to clairaudience. But the main part of clairaudience is the metaphors, hand in hand with metaphysics, because you must be able to go to the in-between to be able to get it. So it's like an alternate reality to the reality you're living. So for example, I would say there's middle earth, inner earth, there's above earth, and there's below earth. It's the same thing when it comes to our physical body. There's our lower chakras, there's our middle chakras, and there's our higher chakras. And the same thing goes for just everything. It's a 3-tier scale. I've been saying this, the Sapphire's 3-tier scale, or 3-tier theory, because I stand on it. Everything breaks down into threes. So when I'm saying that, I'm talking about the metaphysics, the middle. You have to be able to hear in between the lines. You have to be able to read in between the lines. You don't have to, okay? But it helps you. And I know there's people that can relate to this, but it's dope because nobody can hide from you. You literally are catching it just from them talking about something completely irrelevant, and I love it.
So if you want to be successful, if you want to make more money, if you want to feel this feeling that you are unstoppable, you have to build your confidence. So what I'm learning about confidence is that it's based on how much you trust yourself. So a lot of people aren't confident in things because they don't trust that they can do it. They don't trust themselves enough. So tip number 1 is trust yourself more. Those things that you want to do, not only do you need to tell yourself and believe in yourself that you can do it, you need to be able to trust yourself that you can accomplish this thing or that you can create this thing. So look deep down inside of yourself and figure out how you can trust yourself to do the thing that you know you want to do or you know you have to do. Confidence has a lot to do with how you talk to yourself. if you are talking to yourself mean, if you're like really hard on yourself, a lot of times you're probably not confident. So in order to boost your confidence, you need to be giving yourself that talk. You need to talk that talk to yourself. You need to let yourself know that you can do this. You need to speak to your to your inside. Don't just speak like, oh yeah, I can do this. No, you need to speak to yourself and say it like you believe it. Say it like you trust in it. I can do this. I got this. I can. Confidence. I don't even know. If you know, you know. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm. Stop playing with yourself. Give yourself the space to try to do new things. Give yourself the time to try to do new things. Give yourself the pep talk like, you know what, I can do this. Or even if you don't 100% feel like you can, at least give it a try. Try it and see. Like, don't count yourself out before you even get a chance to see. Another way to boost your confidence is to take care of yourself. The more you take care of yourself, the more love you put into yourself, the more, energy you put into yourself, the more confident you will be because you are beginning to, feel and see yourself. When I do my hair, when I do my skincare routine, take a shower, put my clothes on, I feel good. And not in a sense of like, yeah, I got this, I got that. So no, but I feel good because I took care of myself. I took time with myself. I made sure that my stuff was on point. So when I go out into the world, I know I'm on point. I know I look good. I know I smell good. I know good things are happening today. So take care of yourself so you can tap into that confidence, that energy of feel good. Because when you look good, you feel good, and good things happen to you. And those are 3 tips on how you can be and feel more confident. I hope it helps.
You are going to be offended, but I don't give a fuck. You do not need to work hard to get your manifestation. And in fact, the hard work is probably why your manifestation is taking so long to get here. Bookmark this video and send it to yourself so that you don't forget, because I guarantee you I'm about to make it all make sense. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the 3 steps that you need to finally manifest that money and break those generational curses. We're going to be going over why you should not work hard, what you should be doing instead, and how to use both of those things to speed up your manifestation. So the reason why you should not be working hard is because if it feels like it is hard work, every single time you think or do that thing, it is reaffirming that you don't have what you want. So hard work, in a sense, is a negative affirmation. Let me give you an example. So when I was trying to manifest my house that I currently live in, I thought that I should work really, really hard. And as humans, inadvertently, when we think of hard work, we think of things that we don't like to do. So I did things that I hated because I wanted to be responsible and I wanted to do the hard work, and my house got further and further away from me. That was because my vibration got lower and lower by doing those things, and I did not match the version of myself who had this house's vibration. So this is going to take us directly into number 2, what you should be doing instead. The only action you should be taking towards your goal should be inspired action. Now that's not to say that you won't be doing any work at all, but the key is that it should not feel hard to you. So I use identity shifting as my primary method for manifesting my house, and when I carved out my identity, I knew exactly what that version of me was doing with her day. I knew exactly what that version of me done for money. So 1, I was too embarrassed to take that next step, and 2, I thought that I needed to be responsible and do hard work. A little bit more of a backstory. I was a business consultant for 10 years. I manifested $50,000 months with this business. Long story short, I had a couple of clients hit $1 million years within 9 months of working with me because I helped them shift their identity, so I knew I shouldn't be doing anything else but helping people shift their identity, but again, I was embarrassed. Once I put out my identity shifting workbook, literally my manifestation became effortless. And that was so crazy to me because never in a million years would I ever think that a $33 product would lead me to much similar to what I was doing when I hated it and I was doing hard work. I literally put out that guide so that I could just go through the motions and I could start to feel better because I was taking inspired action. So that'll take us right into step number 3. How are you going to use these things to manifest? So your desires are always going to be the shortest path to what you want. Let me explain that to you. You think that you came up with your desires, but the truth is your higher self created those desires in you to call you down a certain path. That is why in my identity workbook, I have my clients get so specific on who they are going to be once they get their manifestation, so they can look ahead at that version of themselves' habits and implement them now. And that's because the journey is only there so that you can become that person. So if you can become that person today, there's no need for a journey or a separation of time between you and your manifestation. I'm going to give you a couple more examples of that because I know that light bulb in your head just went off and you're like, damn. So over the last year, I gained 22 pounds while I was doing all that hard work and I was sad. I got real specific on who I would be when I lost those pounds and her habits and what does she do. I knew she ate avocado toast and I knew she ran 6 miles, and I knew that because that is what I used to do when I didn't have the 22 pounds. So instead of trying to do the hard work, which would be, oh, I gotta run those 6 miles, all I did was implement the thing that was easy, which was eating the avocado toast. What that done is it sent a signal to my subconscious mind of who I was becoming, so my subconscious mind set up sneaky little ways to get me to do those things that are hard work without me feeling like they're hard work. In this scenario, I have found this new instructor that I loved on my Peloton bike. Her name is Ali Love, and when I tell y'all her playlists be lit on the Peloton, they be lit. Anyhow, I got so lost in her playlist that by the end of the ride, I'm like, wow, this didn't even seem that hard. So the next day, I end up getting on the bike doing the same routine again. I go to share it to Facebook, and I realized that that ride was 6 miles long. So this is what I mean when I say there is no hard work involved. The same work can be done, but it should not feel hard to you. If it feels hard, you are off your path, you are not on the least path of resistance, and you are putting more and more space between you and what you want by affirming, I need to do those things that are hard, therefore I do not have it. So if you want to know how to shift, it's very simple. Just forget the hard work. My experience, it's always worked better for me to keep my eyes open, keep my ear to the ground, but remain quiet. Just a little work.
And I will never, ever, ever date a man that pokes fun at me. There is nothing funny about insulting me. And the moment that you insult me, first of all, you better be ready for my clap back. I feel like there's men out there that will try to humble you because they're threatened by you. And it's like, babe, I'm just a girl. Number 2, a man that's trying to date me based off of his previous relationships. Let me tell you something. I am not your ex. I will never be your ex. And if you would like that, then go back to your ex. And clearly, your last relationship didn't work out for a reason. Number 3, this one is going to trigger somebody. But if you think that you can go an entire day without talking to me, you can go the rest of your life, babe.
Settle. Don't settle by being around people who are not the greatest people to be around. Don't settle for a job that isn't a great job. So many people think they settle, they think it's the best situation that they can be with, they tolerate it. There's an open world. Just try to go from one to another until it's excellent. The best people around you and the best job that you can possibly have. Don't settle.
Them friends that come around you just to mirror you. I ain't talking about them genuine friendships that you build over time where y'all been good friends for so long that y'all start the way y'all hair alike, dress alike, or even do things alike. That's normal. I'm talking about the ones who start friendships with you just to become you, learn all they can from you, start doing the same thing as you, or use you. Then they never give you credit. They give it to everybody else other than you, knowing that they got it from you. Weird. Believe it or not, some people will come around you just to see what they can gain. Not to get to know you, not to be real friends with you, not to support you. Just for what they can gain. They wondering why her and not me, and they leave with that purpose only. Baby, I still want to see you eat, just not from my table. Free game, ladies.
Can we talk about something real quick, y'all? Let me just say this, and I hope nobody comes for me. Please don't come for me when I say this. You can look so sexy and have clothes on. You can. And I feel like the girls who can really dress, like when you know somebody can really dress, is when they got clothes on. If you're naked, you ain't really do much, in my opinion. Like, that don't give fashion to me. So I just want the girls to know, like, when you get dressed and you really put it on, most times you put more work and energy into putting pieces together when you have to put on a full outfit. Now, hey, you can show your skin, do your thing, and you know, I ain't saying you gotta be covered up with a turtleneck and a skirt to your ankles. But I am saying that there's this big misconception that sexy only means naked, and it's like, girl, what? Look at that. Come on. Like, how do we move away from that? How do we move away from that? Because she very much gets...
I always like to say, if you're around me, you're going to be one or two things, inspired or jealous. And that's why I don't like people around me that feel inferior, because if you feel inferior, then you are not confident. And if you are not confident, you're going to be offended by my blessings. And you're going to feel by somehow me winning is contributing to you losing. Instead of realizing that you have the abilities bestowed upon you, that you have the capabilities of achieving and accomplishing and acquiring everything that you desire. And so when I talk about the people that I want to be surrounded by, I'm talking about people that believe in their own abilities and believe that no matter what, no matter who's around them, that they're going to acquire and achieve and accomplish the things that God has for them. That's the type of people I want around me.